Hey guys, welcome back to Simlewkreativekitchen. This is a highly requested video, the three men porridge, banana, oatmeal, and cornmeal. Enjoy. So here we are starting off with the banana. Depends on how much porridge you are making. Depends on the amount of banana you want to use. I'm making just a small pot, so I'm only using 2 banana. And that was my oatmeal, and this is my cornmeal. These are the three major parties for this for this delicious porridge. All right, so here I'm just cutting my banana, peeling it. Banana can be one of the hardest thing to peel, but I'm always in the kitchen doing it, so it come as nothing for me. It can be very challenging because you see that the skin comes off easily, or you have to fight with it. Here I am kind of fighting with it, but it's okay. See? It jumped right out of my hand. But things like that happen in the kitchen. So if it's not properly peeled, it's okay. It's okay. Do not panic. You can just go ahead and use the knife and just peel them off, just like this. See? Nice and clean. Yeah. So simple as that. Just peel it off. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cut them up, just dice them up because I'm going to blend it. So, back in the days, how when we used to make banana porridge, yeah, I'm saying back in the days like I'm old, but yeah, I used to make banana porridge at 10, 9, 7 years old. I'm making banana porridge, and we used to grate it on the grater. So we never had blender, in them days. Here I go again talking about in them days. I'm just the 80s babies, but what? But anyway, yeah, we used to have to use the grater, but now we have all these great technologies and all these great appliances and equipments these days. So why not take advantage of them? So here I'm just adding the water in the pot. You need at least a cup or two of water. Again, it goes all the way back to how much porridge you're gonna be making. I'm making a small pot of porridge, so here I'm adding the water, and in the water you want to add like I would say just a tip of the spoon of salt. You don't want to put a lot of salt. You don't want a salty porridge. So this is like a half a tea. What is this? Like a half a teaspoon, and I just put just a little bit at the tip because you need porridge. You don't want your porridge tasting fresh. Even though you put the sugar, you want that undertaste, that salt to kind of give it that flavor. Because you need salt in everything. Salt is very ups. It have to be in everything, unless it don't have much flavor, right? Okay. So while that start to boil, I'm gonna add my cinnamon leaf. Yes, cinnamon leaf also give the porridge a very, very nice flavor. I really love to use cinnamon leaf. See, just 2 little pieces. Wash it off and drop it in there. All right, so next I am going to put a cinnamon stick. That is very optional because you already put the cinnamon leaf. I just like that cinnamon taste, so I'm just going extra with it. So just one. I'm just going to put one at this point. All right, and next up, you want to put a teaspoon or 2 teaspoon, or what? Or maybe I should make it simple. 1 tablespoon of vanilla. In this video, I'm putting 2 tablespoons. It also depends on the amount of porridge you're making. Again, you might need 2, 3, 4 tablespoons. Depends on the amount, but I did 2 here. Oh, I'm adding a third one. Yes, I love this vanilla flavor as well. Especially in your porridge, you want that nice cinnamon, vanilla, that taste. because if you don't add all these extra things to it, it's just gonna be blah. This is my nutmeg. If I don't have nutmeg, I'm not boiling my porridge. I am not making porridge if I don't have nutmeg. There are just certain things that I have to have in my kitchen because I really can't bother the feeling that I get when I look in my cabinet and something is missing. All right, so now that we have all our spices in, we're going to go ahead and leave that to boil and start with the second step. Here, I'm just going to go ahead and blend my banana. I'm going to start off by blending the banana first before adding the oatmeal and the cornmeal, because as you can see, I'm using a small blender. And if you're using a big blender, you can put all three of them together. But I'm just using this little Ninja, the little cup part. It does have the big part, but I believe this blended out smoother. And I want my porridge to be nice and smooth and not lumpy. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and blend that up. All right, once I see that it's nice and smooth, I'm going to go ahead and just throw it off to the side. And then now I'm going to go ahead and add my oatmeal. It depends on how many, it can be a half a cup. And I'm just going to add about 1 or 2 scoops of cornmeal. So I'm going to add 2 scoops of cornmeal. Yeah, that's good enough. And then I'm going to add some milk. And you want to, when you're using this Ninja, oh, also I'm going to add some coconut milk. It is very optional, but coconut milk give your porridge a nice flavor. It does not have to be the powder one. You can add the milk, the cream as well. But I like to use the powder, and that's what I have, so that's what I'm using. So I'm just going to add the milk, and you want to fill it up to that where it says max fill, because you don't want this spilling over when you're blending it. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and blend it up. Nice and smooth. You want your porridge to be nice and smooth and not lumpy, or, well, I shouldn't say lumpy, because getting it lumpy is all up to you. And you'll see that in the next step, how I pay attention to my porridge so that it do not get lumpy. All right, so here I'm just going to go ahead and mix it in with the blended banana. All right, so kind of mix it in a little. And there, my water is boiling. That's the water with the spices, like the nutmeg, the cinnamon, the salt, the vanilla. All right, so now this is the part that you have to really, really pay attention to. And this is one of the hardest part, making porridge, because it can get lumpy, and you have to really, really pay attention to the porridge. You can't just leave it and walk away until it's nice and thick. So here it is. So I pour everything in the pot, and this part is kind of tedious because you have to keep mixing, and you need that. You see that? I'm trying to like multitask. I'm trying to throw the milk and mix it at the same time, because it's very, very, very important to make sure that you constantly mix it or stir it. So I'm gonna sit and stir it for quite a bit. It's gonna be for a little bit. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and speed up the video a little bit, because this little process here is just mixing, trying to mix it till it gets thick and thicker. Oh boy, what a wait. Now guys, look. Here you can see it's getting thick. And just take a good look at it. It's nice and smooth. No lumps. So that's the reason why it's very, very, very important to just take that little time. It seems long, but it's not very long. Just take that little time to not put the spoon down and just mix. If you want a smooth porridge, just continue to mix until you get it nice and thick. Once you get it nice and thick, you can go ahead and put the stove on medium low, put a top on it, and let it cook. Not because it's thick, that doesn't mean it's cooked and ready. It needs to boil at least for a good 10 minutes so that the banana could cook, and the cornmeal and the oat. All right, so I'm going to leave it there for about 10 minutes or so. Again, don't leave your stove on high. Put it on medium low and be patient with it. Okay, so I just have some milk here on standby just in case it's too thick. If it's too thick, you can go ahead and add extra milk. But right here, it's fine. I did not add extra milk because it is thick enough. It's at the consistency that I want it to be. So it is nice and ready. It is cooked. Now I'm going to start sweetening with my condensed milk. If you're a person that loves condensed milk in your porridge, you can pour half the tin and don't put sugar. But I like to put half and half. So I'm going to add a scoop of sugar and with my condensed milk to get it to that sweet taste that I want. Okay, and you want to start off with a little bit of sugar because you don't want to over sweeten the porridge. So you want to start off with a little bit of sugar, taste it. If you need more sugar, you add more, or you can add more milk. Just sweeten it to the taste that you want it to be. All right, so this is pretty much it. It is done. I'm just adding a little bit more sugar, but that's it. Simple way to make your 3-men porridge: cornmeal, oatmeal, and banana. I hope you guys enjoy. Please remember to subscribe, share, and make some porridge.